I've been single now since my divorce 7 years ago. And I'm just so troubled because, the dating world, I'm 60 years old, just turned 60 on March 11th. 60 years old, and all that I've desired in the last 7 years is just somebody to love, somebody that wants to be loved, somebody that is looking for their ride or die, and I keep running into people that, men that are portraying to be something that they're not, with hopes to getting, in between the love zone. And
the love zone? Like, what did she think was out here? Welcome to Wall Watch, where we see how women respond to hitting the wall. Now, in this video clip, we already see where this is going. But my question to you is, are women going to ever start holding women accountable? Because if they don't, we are going to get a lot more of this. Now, I want you guys to go ahead and join in on the conversation. Make sure you comment your thoughts, then like and subscribe to the channel because I am posting daily content. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet, and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal. So let's get back into this and then let's have a real conversation. Here we go.
I've been single now since my divorce 7 years ago. And I'm just so troubled because, the dating world, I'm 60 years old, just turned 60 on March 11th. 60 years old, and all that I've desired in the last 7 years is just somebody to love, somebody that wants to be loved, somebody that is looking for their ride or die,
I think she's getting back into the world of dating with the complete wrong mindset, especially at 60. I mean, what is she expecting? Does she really think that someone is looking for a ride or die at 60?
Hey, they call these draws for the Hall of Fame. These draws go into the Hall of Fame. You know how when you have an outstanding performance, they want the jersey, the cleats, the glove. Oh, these draws go into the Hall of Fame.
60? I don't know, but let's continue.
And I keep running into people that, men that are portraying to be something that they're not, with hopes to getting, in between the love zone. And it's like, I at 60 years old, or even in my 50s, I don't have time to be doing a ton of soul ties. I just don't. Numbers mean everything to me, especially knowing how many people that I've been with. So I was married for 19 years, or at least with the idiot for 19 years. But anyway.
That's a red flag. For all of us men who have been in relationships before, who've been married, who've been divorced. I've been married and I've been divorced. Granted, I was only married for 5 years, but a woman calling a man an idiot after 19 years, it tells you a lot. We're going to definitely have a great conversation, but let's continue.
I don't want to get beside the point. I'm heartbroken because I feel like the way of the world today is like people don't really care. They're out here just lying.
I don't think so. I think he's more of a work friend.
Larry. We're gonna go through recently deleted to see if she deleted anything with Scott, to see if it's really her stepdad.
Are you serious right now?
Alan? Samuel?
Don't know.
Yo, who's
What does
Alan?
this have to do with New York City?
Wait, who's Alan and Samuel?
My boyfriend knows who Alan is.
You know Alan?
Yes.
Manipulating, just doing anything, shooting their shot. I'm so tired of hearing that expression, shooting their shot. Anyway, I need for men to understand that, to sit there and lie and say that you're something or somebody that you're not, you're setting these women up for failure. And if
don't be telling me like what I cannot wear, because at the end of the day, I know what the I cannot wear when I'm fucking with somebody. Like, I have to be respectful. I know my respect. You're tripping. I'm gonna wear what I want, and I'm gonna go out with my bitches if I want to go out with my bitches.
Failure. And if you know God.
Wait a minute. Setting women up for failure? Women are the ones who are fighting, who are arguing, who are scratching, clawing to get back out into the streets. I mean, she was married for 19 years. Let's continue.
Like, you don't just get to hurt somebody, say I'm sorry, and then repent. You will be held accountable. It's just not right. I mean, You're sending women out into the community, back to work, back home. You know, I mean, these are women that, I mean, if you can imagine, you're affecting somebody's grandmother, somebody's sister, mom, daughter. You know, I mean, these are women that literally, there's a lot of us out here looking for love, and that
number of men to have in your rotation. No such thing as ideal number. The absolute wrong number would be 1. Okay, don't do that to yourself.
And that want to be loved. But then there's a lot of women out here hustling to make that money. You know, God bless them. Let them do as they do. But when people tell you, or a woman...
See, this is where I have to cut her off or stop her, because the hustling women, the women that are hustling, this is the reason why it's off balance. This is the reason why she's experiencing guys who want to get in her love zone, right? I mean, first of all, you know what? Before I get too deep off, and let's let her finish. Or I'm gonna try. This is a long video, so we'll see how much we can tolerate. But let's go.
Woman says they've been saving themselves for somebody special. Don't invade in their peace, because once you disturb someone's peace, then they got to start back over with the healing process. And it just breaks my heart that this is the world we live in. Like, social media has taken over. Like, people don't think for themselves anymore. They see something nice and they want to go get it. And they'll lie and say whatever it is that they can say to try to get this accomplished. It's not right. It hurts me. Like, it bothers me that I've been, you know, alone for 7 years with, you know, like waiting on someone to realize that, you know, I'm a gold mine. But instead, they see the physical. I understand that I put myself out there in bikinis, this, that, and the other. I'm not looking for anybody on social media. Get that. But even if I were, there's still a line of respect. I don't even care if the woman is shaking her ass, in which I don't do. I don't have anything negative for how women.
What? Did you guys hear what this woman just said? This 60-year-old grandma. She's in bikinis on social media, but she's not looking for nothing. She's mad. She's heartbroken. She's sad that these guys only want to get in her love box. What does she have going on in her brain? For real, for real. Like, when I listen to this grandmother speak, I'm like, is she not listening to her children or her grandchildren about what's going on out here in the dating market? What made her think that she was going to get out here and live it up at the age of 60? Who's looking for a 60-year-old grandmother? Now, let me say this. There are some men who are looking for grandmothers, but are those guys actually looking for a ride or die? Or do they have a fetish for grandmothers? Either way, they're looking for something that they can poke on, something that they can put through the mattress. I get it. She doesn't want to call women out, but this is the number one issue. The women that are hustling or selling themselves, this is what's making dating terrible. For instance, all women want pretty much the same guys. You got to be over 6 feet tall. You got to make over 100,000 a year. And you have to be amazing in the bedroom. Now, the messed up part about what this woman is talking about is, what about the guys who don't have that? Their balls still fill up and they still need to be emptied. In fact, when listening to this woman, some of the issues that I heard, like for her to talk about body count, right? Now, body count matters if you're young, right? If you're old and you've been in a relationship for 19 years, I assume, number one, that man has been putting you through the mattress. He's been knocking the dust off. That's what I assume. That's number one, which means the box is worn out, or it should be, right? I mean, if you were any good in the bedroom at all, if you were really desirable, if you really gave it to that man like you were supposed to, that box should be worn out. Now, the second thing is, if there wasn't a lot of intimacy going on, if there was not a lot of sex going on, and you actually weaponized it against the men you were in a relationship with for 19 years that you called an idiot, This woman called that man an idiot. How many men does she think, when does she think she's going to get another man to commit to her for 19 years? If she's 60, that means she'll be 80. Does she really think that this is something that men are looking forward to? You weaponizing sex against a man? Or we think that we're going to get some fresh box, right? Like she's saving herself for someone special. Sweetheart, you had the special one for 19 years. The reason why women are posting booty and breast pics is because they want attention. They're looking for attention. If you're posting that on social media, you're looking for attention. A bikini, right? Any woman in a bikini, that's very close, very similar to you having bra and panties on. Now, if you're still looking at guys and saying, oh my gosh, all the guys just want sex, I gotta question your maturity. I gotta question where you actually are. I gotta question if you're actually really healed, because first of all, this is a different time. It sounds like she stepped out of a time machine. More importantly, it sounds like she needs to go back to that relationship that she was in, because in today's time, a long-term relationship, I want you guys to hear me really well. A long-term relationship in today's time is 2 years. That is a long-term relationship. If the woman is younger, oh my gosh, you talking 3 to 6 months. That's the normal time for a relationship. So what does that mean? Your body count, her body count is going to be high. And for the women who are showing their breasts and their booty, guess what? They definitely have a higher body count. The majority of women have a higher body count than men. And the reason why is because there's really only a select group of men that are getting to these women. You know why? Because they're choosing the same guys. Now, that's something we continuously beat, right? We continuously say that on a constant basis. But I always say on this channel, fellas, position yourself. You see what the women want. You hear what they're talking about. She's talking about lying, right? Or men pretending. She's pretending. She got on makeup. This woman is 60 years old. I don't see any gray hairs on this woman. Let me tell you guys something in case you don't know this. Again, this is Wall Watch. Here's something that you should know. When a woman is in her 30s, and I mean starting in her 30s, she's gonna have a few gray hairs. By the time that woman is 40 years old, if her entire head is not gray, the majority, she will have enough gray hair for you to notice. I don't care where you're standing. I don't care what angle you see that woman from. When she's in her 40s, she will noticeably have a head. She will have spots of gray hair on her head. 50, 60? Come on, right? Because I looked in the comments, of course, they were saying what I would be saying, which is, okay, for 60, you look good. You look like you've been holding yourself together. You look like you've been doing this and that, right? Like you've been taking care of yourself. Good for her. But if she doesn't think she's pretending by wearing the makeup, by coloring her eyebrows, by, putting in hair and doing all these other things make a woman look younger. Going back to the point about her posting a picture in a bikini on social media, she should know, because she grew up in a time where there was no such thing as a cell phone. Then when there became a cell phone, the cell phone wasn't even sending pictures yet. Then when the cell phone was able to send pictures, the only person who's seen you naked or close to naked was your man. So now just the simple fact that this woman went full circle, one, not even trying to shame the women that are causing this ruin, right? The way that dating and relationships have been ruined is literally because of women not holding other women accountable. Think about it. She was in a 19-year marriage. And why did she get out? And why did she think that she was going to get out and jump to the front of the line and get herself another man? I keep saying this. There are millions more women on this planet than there are men. So if you jump out of a relationship, I don't care if the guy was a good guy, a terrible guy, or a great guy, a hardworking guy, a faithful guy, or not. There's more women on this planet than there are men. So if you had a man, it was your job to keep that man. Because when a man hears that you were in a 19-year relationship, an experienced man is going to say, ooh, yeah, she's a nagger. Ooh, she complains a lot. Ooh, can you imagine if the young women can't be satisfied? Can you imagine what a 60-year-old woman would not be satisfied with you doing or not doing? Can you imagine? You probably can't. You probably can't. And that's only if you don't know or date older women. There is a reason why older men or men in her age group say, I'm not dating no woman my age. I am not dating no woman my own age. Why are they saying that? They're saying that because of the nagging, because of the damage, because of the trauma, because of the weaponizing sex. She thinks that her telling us that she has a very low body count or she knows all the people she's been intimate with, she thinks that's a plus, when the plus or what would have been impressive was for her to stay in that 19-year marriage, which would have turned it to something even longer than 19 years. She may be at what, 26, about 26 years. That's where she would be. And again, I'm not saying this to shame women. I'm saying this because men, we're starting to see what's going on. We're starting to get clear vision on exactly what's going on. It does not matter how long you've been with this ride or die. All it takes is one morning, one night, one event. And guess what? Not only does she emotionally leave the relationship, but then she leaves the relationship. And when she leaves the relationship, who's hurt? Everyone. So her talking about being healed and, you know, going out and thinking that you can just go out and hurt grandmas and hurt moms and daughters and sisters. These women are fighting. They're arguing. They're debating with the men who are telling them, hey, stay out the streets. There's nothing out there, right? The only thing that's out there is guys that's trying to dust you off. The only thing that's in the streets are guys who are trying to put you through the mattress. That's all that's out here in the streets. But for whatever reason, women have to constantly get out here and see it for themselves. So I'm not even mad at the guys that are lying to women because women are lying. When I see a woman have a BBL and I see her whole personality change, number one, I understand why. Because she's receiving access to men and a lifestyle that she never knew existed. But even when you look at that, that's not who she really is. She doesn't even believe that she actually deserves it. Now, she's going to keep telling herself that, and she's going to surround herself with women who parrot that, who continuously say, you know what? I do deserve that. I do deserve this. I deserve this kind of lifestyle. I deserve that kind of man. Guess what? Ladies, because I know y'all watch the channel. The perfect man doesn't exist. Just like you're not the perfect woman. Now, you can be perfect for someone, right? But as far as you being a perfect woman, that's not how it goes. And that's not life. Like, we're all here working on something, or we should be, right? And if we're not working on something, then we're probably just existing. Think about what this woman is saying here. She's not shaming women. She's talking about being heartbroken after being single for 7 years. I know a lot of women, they don't, like, when they're young, they don't realize that, okay, I'm young, guys desire me. But when you turn 60, you don't have the same type of men that are looking for you. You don't have the same type of men that want to take care of you because of health issues, right? The men want sex. Men want intimacy. So if a woman is already kind of like bogarting you off, like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to tell men to still try to get it from her. In fact, you would do yourself a favor and let that go. Throw that grandma away. Throw it away because it's not worth it. Like, what comes after it, it's not worth it. For instance, me personally, I'm not waiting for it and I'm not working for it. I'm not waiting, I'm not working for it, because somebody had that for 19 years. And if that man wasn't good enough, young fellas, ask yourself this question. Do you really think that you're not an idiot? Do you really think that you're different from the man that she's talking about? Because what you will find out once you are with this woman, and while you spend some time with this woman, if you ask yourself the right questions, you're gonna look at her and say, oh, that's why he did that. Oh, that's why she's calling him an idiot. Oh, no way. I am not going, I am not dealing with that. Are you kidding me? Right? But it takes a little bit of time with that woman to actually see why the other man didn't make it to the finish line. And by finish line, I mean going to meet your maker, right? She made vows and she didn't uphold them. Listen, I didn't uphold mine either. But the point I'm making to you guys is women want you to be perfect while they get to be imperfect. And that's not a fair deal for you. But I got a question. What do you think? Comment under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that this video is done, do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.